Welcome back to the Concentric Home Solution Woodworking channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Michael St. Amy, and I give honest and straightforward opinions about the products that I own. In this video, I will be talking about what I couldn't help. Last week, I told y'all about the stapler. Home Depot had the pin nailer on sale, about $25 off, and I couldn't help myself. I went out and got it. If you liked the video, I would like to encourage you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave a like. So, let's go. Yes, as I said, I saw the 23 gauge pin nailer. As I told y'all, I had planned to get it anyway, but when I saw I had a reduced price, I went out and grabbed it, tool only. The cool thing with the battery, M12, is that I didn't have to buy a battery for it, at least not right away, because I have spare batteries. And it beautifully complements my other M12 tools in that, as I said, it shares the same batteries. And as I told you all in a previous video, my favorite tool on the tool wall would be this Grex pin nailer. Goes up to 2 inches. This doesn't quite match it. I'm trying to remember how much, what's the longest? 1 3/8 is the longest, but it's the exact same nails. So that's another cool thing. I share the same pin nails between both. Just like I told you with the staple gun, the pneumatic one, of course, is a whole lot lighter, but you have the drag of the hose and having to depend on the compressor. Now, what I like about this one, very similar. Of course, it's not the same thing because this is electronic and this is a mechanical device. But notice, it has a double trigger. And I like that. I wish they had that on the staplers. I like the safety of the double trigger. So both triggers has to be pulled before it would fire. That's a very good safety feature. But once again, I don't know if I mentioned this. I understand now why they did that way. I don't know why I didn't think about this. This doesn't have the actuating nose to engage it to fire, which is a safety. This does. So let me remove the battery. The stapler does not fire until this is engaged. So that's the safety on the stapler. The Milwaukee anyway. On my pneumatic one, they don't have a feature like that on there. So I wish the pneumatic one had a double trigger like the Grex. Now, the 23 gauge pinner, it doesn't have the actuating head. So they, just like the Grex, added the double trigger, which is ingenious. I've used it and like it. The depth adjustment is easier to turn than the stapler because I did tell you guys that that's one thing I would have to get used to. I didn't care about so much. It's how difficult it was to turn, but I guess I'll get used to it. And it's not, I don't see that's something I would be adjusting a lot anyway. It has onboard Allen key, I guess for jams and so forth. You can clear jams. And it came with an extra nose tip like most pneumatic nailers on board. Just like the stapler, you could put the belt hook on different sides. It's the same concept with the screw gun. I think it was just the, yes. Well, you know what? It's the same concept too with all the devices apparently. It's just a little bit different on this one. And I really appreciate that. So I'll be showing some B-roll of me using it. I've used it once before and it seems to drive it very well. It's supposed to be good for about 700 and something nails, if I remember correctly. About the same weight. If anything, I want to say this one is a little bit lighter, but they're approximately the same weight. Nice little compact set. So similar to the stapler, this is gonna fill a space where mostly convenience. If I have to run in on a project to nail something quickly, nail off something quickly, and I don't want to set up a compressor or hose, battery operated. Very easy. I'm gonna use this a lot for small joinery like moldings and so forth like that. That's what the pin nailer excels at. Well built, just like the other tools. Even where the parts are plastic, they're well built. Very confident that this thing is not going to fall apart on me. But just like everything else, this is initial. Obviously, I haven't owned this for a long period of time. Same thing goes for this. I was able to come back and tell you this driver and this impact driver, I could say now that I love them. I haven't had a single problem with them. They haven't let me down. Flexibility of the installation driver. For installing hardware, and this for assembling cabinets and so forth like that. Just like the drivers, this one has a little light in it. I just noticed that. It has a little light. You can clearly see your work surface. See? It lights it up. That's neat. I like that. Drives it. It's not proud. Came through. I don't know if you can see that. Do it again for you. And you see, the response is instantaneous. No flywheel, no ramping up. It's instantaneous. And I like that. So I'm looking forward to expanding my Milwaukee M12 set. And then in the future, I will be looking at, as I told you all before, the M18 line of tools. I do not know what else I could say about this. It's the same concepts as before. You have a battery meter, as you know, depth adjustments, rubber over molds, stout, same belt hooks. This, just like the stapler, it seems to be a very good tool. And not only the stapler, the other drivers, very well built. You can see how torquey this is. When you stop the brake, even this little bad boy here has a little torquiness to it. Actually, almost to a flaw in some ways. That's why I tend to, when I'm working with something delicate, I'll feather the trigger because this thing has a lot of power. So, once again, We've grown by additional tool. Same battery platform. And as I gain more experience with it, if I have any trouble with it, I'll revisit it and I'll let you know. But for right now, I don't see it happening. Cordless tool technology has come a long way. Oh, as far as the different sizes, it's a 1/2 inch on the smallest size, shortest nails, to 1 3/8 inches as the maximum length of the nails that this could fire. As in everything else, practice safety. When you make an adjustment or anything like that, it's a good idea to remove the battery. I have to keep reminding myself of that because I'm used to disconnecting the hose for my nailer, but this is a new thing now for me with the battery because, you know, generally if I'm using a screw gun, I don't disconnect the battery. But this is a new mindset. I'm remembering that you have to, whoops, where it is, disconnect. This is the hose now. Same thing with this one. Even though it has the safety, it's a good idea to disconnect the battery. Well, I'm not going to prolong this or drag this out any longer. You can see little results here. I'll do a B-roll showing me using it in a piece of scrap or something like that, sequentially or whatever. And if you're considering a tool platform, so far, I've been happy with the Milwaukee M12. As usual, thanks for watching the video and be safe in the shop. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to be notified when new content is dropped on this channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and drop a comment down below.